What is the future of SCO if it behaves partially in a motivated way? And was this sort of a resolution, sir, expected in a sort of multilateral fora like this?
SCO has always been a China-driven organization. We thought Russia will assert because there are 10 members now. I can understand with the language of the declaration, along with Pakistanis and the Chinese, but why other 8 countries are not objecting to the issue? So we just had, 5 Central Asian countries. We had a summit with them. I don't know what they said on Sindoor, but certainly this is a. I mean, Rajnath Singh ji has said the politically correct thing. The point boils down to diplomacy. Uh, I mean, if the joint statement is not adopted, I cannot say it's good for us or bad for us. It's as good as nothing. So clearly, you have to see the implication. How many there are other details. How many countries have endorsed the Pahalgam incident or not? Those are the issues. But I think politically it's correct. It sells in our country that we stood up against terrorism. And the issue of Baluchistan, I believe, was figuring in the statement, which we put up there, and the Pakistanis objected. So those are the things, and it was expected. When I was in the system, I objected the India becoming SCO member, but then the political decision was that we should be there in the organization. So I don't understand why should we be there if our interest is not served just for the sake of being there. It's something we have not really thought about it. I see the implication overall in the policy analysis around the world is that India is an obstructionist, playing a negative role in the SCO. These are the attribution which I think most of the countries led by China or Pakistanis will be putting up in the next 2-3 days. So after SARC, you now SCO and the BRICS and all those stuff, which I keep reading here and there. But from our point of view, this is a correct decision.
Okay. Professor Singh, what is the big picture?
I think very clearly, I agree with the Ambassador Stobden. China is seen as a leading light in Shanghai Cooperation Organization. But being a leading light or being a host, it has clearly failed to sustain the credibility of that organization because SCO works on consensus basis. And if the host country and so-called leader of SCO has not been able to produce a consensus document, it reflects both on the organization and the host country. That is my first point. Second, as far as Ambassador Stobden mentioned about India should not be in SCO, I think I am at disagreement on that. India has been the leading voice on dealing with issues of terrorism, both at the regional level, 1987 Anti-Terror Convention that was signed by SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Organization, and from 1994 at United Nations, India has been a leading player trying to build a global countering terrorism convention. So in that sense, India is a leading voice on counterterrorism. And if Shanghai Cooperation Organization that was set up in 2001 to deal with issues of terrorism, in fact, in Uzbekistan, they had set up a anti-terror structures called RATS, which fundamentally works on issues of terrorism. I think India fully deserves to be there. But the fact that in a very very myopic preoccupation with Pakistan, a mention of Balochistan, where on 10th of May a terror attack took place and I think 3 children died, was made, but no mention of Pahalgam, which led to 26 people being first of all identified in terms of their religious leanings and then killed, and that leading to a military confrontation between two member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is not mentioned. I mean, this is really strange to see that kind of a document coming out of Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting hosted in China. which shows that China has become virtually blind by its friendship with Pakistan and
Absolutely.
is not worried about the credibility of organization. Forget about its relationship with the second most important country in SCO today, which is India, the fourth largest economy,
Absolutely.
largest neighbor in terms of the population, largest democracy, and so on. Uh, and fundamentally, therefore, to me, it's more than India-China relations, it's China's failure to ensure credibility of Shanghai Cooperation Organization by presenting a picture which should be acceptable to all the member states.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a failure of the host country in that sense.
But there is also one more thing, Ambassador Stobden. Was Sharmul Sheikh draft a sort of a historical blunder where Baluchistan first made its appearance, sir? Ambassador?
Yeah, I think they tried to put on us these accusations, but in a very smart way, we have brought up this Baluchistan, and I see the reaction in Baluchistan. People are so happy about India's position.